Right. We'll call to order the March 2nd, 2026 Park Commission of Polk City meeting. Can I get a call to order, please?
Tenable.
Here.
Turner. Converse.
Here.
Holland.
Here.
Jablonski.
Here. The minutes for the February meeting are provided. Any comments, concerns, or a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. All those opposed, same sign. Moving on. Do we have any public comments tonight? All right. Presentation by Polk City Friends of the Parks. Ms. Falk?
Hello, I'm Jessica Fow. I'm the president of the Polk City Friends of the Parks. So far, the last few years, we've donated $86,000 back to the Polk City Parks. The most recent thing we did was the pickleball courts last year. So upcoming goals are the Square Playground and the Marina Cove Shade Sale. The Square Playground, we've received some designs and ideas that we're starting to share. These are just concepts, just ideas that we've been given. We've found out it's easier for people to visualize something and be excited about it and support a project if you can have some sort of visual behind it. So that's the idea behind those. So if you see those, we're being very clear about this is not what's going in, it's just an idea. But other goals is a potential disc golf holes at Dock Simmer Park. So those are what we have so far on our agenda. Events coming up, or I guess last year we did the first Brews in the Barnyard, which ended up, was supposed to be the Meckley Barn, and now it got changed to City Hall because of rain. It raised about $6,000. And so this year we want to do the same thing. We've talked to her about maybe not doing it at the barn, maybe doing it at the ball field. That's still in the works. Has not been confirmed. So otherwise, upcoming events and fundraisers for us is the Four Seasons Festival. We're going to take over the 5K, 8K race. The board had some changes this year. We lost Sarah Hoosier, Aaron Flemmer, Justin Vogel, and Jeremy Huseman. They were all original people who helped us start the board a couple of years ago. So they stepped away this year, and we're very thankful for all of their support and years of service. We have 10 board members. We got a couple new ones this year, 10 board members plus Jason. So yeah, that's kind of a quick recap of last year and upcoming. I guess we want to know if there's anything you want us to know, any projects or events you want to suggest to us. We like to hear, what the community wants. So any questions?
Now that the Square Park is going to be redone, I've always thought it would be fun to have like the music park somewhere in Polk City. I think that could be a fun area to have, like the xylophone and things like that for kids. But before it was like, well, we don't want to take up space from any other open areas we can use. So I don't know if you are going to do a survey or how you are deciding what goes into that or what the thoughts would be. Because again, like the ones I've been at aren't super loud, so you could still have like a fun event and not be overpowered by kids on the bongos. Mm-hmm. But just like, it would be interesting to know what thoughts would be, because that's something that serves all ages. But equipment that you can actually climb on is fun too.
Yeah, I think a lot of that kind of will end up coming between Jason and you guys of what exactly you're looking for, and if I'm wrong about that, but I know it's like there's a lot of things that go into it that you're looking for that are, has to this age range and has to have so many kids available to, it's used and, yeah. But music is a good, yeah. Especially since there's not very many houses around it.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing,
helpful.
like,
You're
you
not
don't
gonna
wanna
annoy
put
too
that in
many.
someone's backyard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Anything else you guys are thinking the parks are lacking or wish we would fundraise for?
I think you got a good list going.
Yeah.
Pretty comprehensive, covering a lot of parts of the city.
And have done a great job at what has been done too.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, that's all I've got.
Thanks, Jessica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Farmers market fee structure.
All right, sorry guys, you're gonna hear a lot from me tonight, kind of like last time, but a couple business items though, that we're looking for, considering recommendations from you guys to council. The first one is farmers market fee structure. So as I mentioned at our last meeting, Go Polk City, now Polk City Area Chamber of Commerce, has stepped back from the summer weekly farmers market, and that will now become a responsibility of the Parks and Rec Department. And at this time, you know, it's crazy, but people are already thinking about farmers markets, especially the vendors, where they're going to be. So we have gotten a lot of inquiries already from existing vendors and new vendors wanting to solidify their spot here. Currently though, in Polk City's fee structure, since we never had the farmers market, we don't have the fees in place. So needing to do that before we can really start to bring vendors online. So in front of you is staff's recommendation for farmers market fees. It's pretty simple, and a lot of it mirrors what Go Polk City was doing. So a lot of our returning vendors shouldn't see a surprise here. In terms of a quick comparison of other municipal ran farmers markets, these are very comparable. So what staff would recommend for a full-time vendor for the entirety of the season, which is 18 weeks, $150, and that is for a standard 10 by 10 vendor space. We also understand that some vendors are not full-time vendors, some are more seasonal, especially specific produce. So we would also offer a one-time or daily vendor fee of $20. Some add-ons that we pretty consistently saw during comparisons, those vendors that would like a larger footprint, knowing that that would potentially take away from a second vendor, doing a double stall fee, that would be $50 for the season or $10 per day if we're looking at a daily vendor. And then another thing, we do have some that rely on electric hookup on the square. We would recommend a $10 per season electric charge, and then $5 per day for those daily one-time vendors. With that, I would entertain any questions.
From previous years, how many full-time vendors do you anticipate, or?
Yeah, so it's been a little difficult to get some historical data with how quickly things have been changing with the chamber. I would expect somewhere in the 12 to 20 range, just based on my personal experience over there. You know, I think too, with having full-time staff on this, we are certainly looking to grow this as well. So I think our hope would be that we potentially fill the square, you know, in a responsible way. We don't want it to turn into the Des Moines Farmers Market where you can't walk, but no, we would certainly be looking to maximize the space and utilize it to the best that we can.
You said these fees were comparable to what they have been in the last few years too?
Yes. Yeah, I believe that 150 is not a change from what Go Polk City has been doing the last few years.
Any other questions? We need to vote on this?
Yes, if the commission sees fit, you can recommend council approve these.
Motion, please.
I'll make motion that we use the fees that are put forth, or recommended with the sheet in front of us, and use that.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. No. Okay, moving along, zero tolerance policy for program participants.
Yeah, so also for your consideration tonight, and I'd like to throw a small name change out. So if you guys would consider a recommendation, I would like it to be a recommendation for a participant code of conduct featuring a zero tolerance policy. Kind of best practice in parks and recreation, most youth organizations, youth sports, some sort of code of conduct exists. We did not have that in the Parks and Rec department, let alone a zero tolerance policy for behavior that calls for it. So staff has been working on this. Essentially, this would be part of anytime somebody registers with us for a program, and this is a made-up number, but it's 98%, it's almost 100%. We do have some people that come in and fill out a paper form, but by and large, most people are signing up online. And for anybody up there that signed up for something online, there's a little box that you check that says, I have read the terms and conditions, I have read the code of conduct. So this would be something that people are clicking a box stating that they have reviewed and that they understand it. And essentially, we're putting this in place just for participants of all ages, recognizing that what we're striving for is, an atmosphere of fun, safety, diversity, and respect, and we expect appropriate behavior and treatment of others while you're here. That goes for participants, spectators, coaches, volunteers, and staff. And that, any abuse, whether it be physical, mental, verbal, sexual, or emotional, is not tolerated while in a program or visiting a facility. This also recognizes that any person displaying inappropriate, disrespectful, or disruptive behavior may be subject to discipline and or revocation of the privilege of participating. Discipline may include, on a escalating scale, verbal warnings, written warnings, suspension, and permanent removal. Going on to the zero tolerance policy. In extreme cases of unacceptable behavior, especially those that are physically and or verbally threatening to other participants, staff, we reserve the right to immediately remove a participant from that program. Again, this is becoming more common practice, and it's something that would have been good for staff in a few incidents in the past few years. Examples of that zero tolerance policy would be using loud, obscene, or vulgar language in a boisterous, combative, or confrontational manner, taunting of participants, baiting, stalking, ridiculing, threatening physical violence, or exhibiting behavior detrimental to the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of participants, employees, volunteers, and spectators. Essentially, this is going to give staff just a little bit of backing if we do reach those kind of incidents where it needs to become a zero tolerance. With that, I'd entertain any questions from the commission.
So so in the line on the zero policy, where it says remove a participant, so a spectator is considered a participant. It's not just the person that's doing the actual activity as a participant, is that?
Absolutely. So I could definitely spell that out more, but yes, I imagine it's participants, it's spectators, it's coaches. Everybody involved with our programming would be held to these standards. So I'd be happy to elaborate a little bit more in that space if you think that would make it more clear, just to.
Participant/spectator, because I'd hate to have you have a parent then say, well, no, I'm not a participant, you can't throw me out. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they would do that, but.
Yeah. No, that's an easy change. Thank you.
I think it's good you're doing this.
It's unfortunate, but I guess in today's world, you need it in place.
Yep.
When I asked Darren, how does this fit with Little League, and he indicated it's very similar.
Yeah, Little League, USSSA, MYFL, we all sign very similar documents. And I think even the high school games, there's very similar verbiage at the beginning of every activity with regards to sportsmanship, so. Unfortunate that it's needed, especially for park and rec things, but it's the nature of the world we live in.
I think it's written well to encompass all ages too. So, it's my only thought, and it's kind of a offshoot of this, is like for your youth programs when they're like drop off, so parents aren't there to supervise or anything like that. Is there something like a box you can add to registration that says, when I just sign my kids up for an overnight camp, like, is there anything about your child we should know that, will help them be successful in the program, or any accommodations that they might need or something like that? That, like, knowing that ahead of time can help prepare staff before you get to this, maybe?
Sure, yeah. No, absolutely. In our registration system, we have the ability to preload questions, and, one right now is, any medical, any allergy, and, that's a required question. So it'd be real easy to add a box that mentions, how can we help your son or daughter be successful here? That would be an easy add. So yeah, no, if there's no other questions, and, with the addition of changing a little bit, based on Larry's comments, and then I don't know that it's directly related here, but what Kelly just mentioned is something I can absolutely do, on our registration form. If, the commission would consider recommendation with the revision that it be called a participant code of conduct instead of just a point blank zero tolerance policy.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Pass. All right, next agenda item, review regional park naming rights and donation law. Those, we covered this last month. Is this another?
Yes, no, I just wanted to give you guys a look, maybe I should have called it update.
Okay.
But no, so, after your, recommendation to approve, council did approve. So now we have a living, breathing document for those that are interested in financially helping the regional park. Those naming rights, those donation tiers for soccer, baseball, softball, they all exist now. So if, especially with, I see a soccer, I see a baseball, softball, little league, if you hear of anybody that is interested, that ability now exists. They can reach out to me directly for more information. We're working on getting all of that literature up on the website, so it's really easy for people to find. But yeah, no, so we're ready to roll. That is published. It's kind of exciting that we're looking at naming rights and stuff now, so exciting times. So just want to give you an update that was approved, and we're able to move forward.
Very good, thank you. Director's report.
Yeah, two things for you. Just this afternoon, our summer program guide was published, so people can view it, and registration for residents will open Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. and non-residents the following Wednesday, the 11th, at 8 a.m. If you get a chance, please take a look at it. You can tell that Allison is the one that designed it. It looks so good. It rivals Ankeny, West Des Moines, like those departments that have like a design person on staff. She did a phenomenal job with it. So check it out, really proud of it. The other exciting piece is bid letting for the Regional Park Phase 1, when we get to open the secured bids and see who is the apparent low bidder, is this Wednesday in this room at 10 a.m. So really exciting that the next step is almost here. After that, staff, engineering will make a recommendation to council to award the contract, and we will get to building this spring. So really exciting stuff. That's all I've got.
All right, reports and particulars. Nick, do you have anything for us from council?
Oh, a couple things. First one, he just covered, so no regional park update from me. The 3rd Street roundabout and the Junction Trail Phase 1, we approved the contract for that at the February 9th meeting, and we will be having a pre-construction meeting this Friday. There, we should be getting a tentative schedule about when they're going to start and their timetables for everything. And I believe we're also involving the school as far as trying to figure out and make sure we don't have too much bus interference. We are actually going to up our street and trails repair budget for the fiscal year 27 from about $250,000 a year to $400,000. Usually we've got programs that roll on and off repairs as they come in, and we get right now we've got about 4.4 million in outstanding stuff that we could be doing, but again, these are rolling projects. We're planning on upping that budget so we can slowly chip back at that. New budget season right now, looking at $21.7 million in expenses this year and $19 million in revenue, with the gap there being caused by capital projects that are carrying over from previous years. Levy's going to stay at $11 again this year. And the budget adoption.
Thank you. Anything else from staff?
I wanted to share with you, with her approval, Lindsay and her husband welcomed their baby girl on February 10th. Her name is Lyra, and mom and daughter are doing very well.
Awesome.
She expects to be back in April. I told her to take her time.
Yeah. And bring the baby.
Very good. All right. Any other discussion? Okay. Do we need a motion? Yeah, I thought so.
I'll make that motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
All right.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.